Hello everyone, it's me Tiffany. Welcome to my channel where I share all things pregnancy, postpartum, and motherhood related. I am a certified birth, postpartum, and bereavement doula, so that means that I support women and their families on their journey from conception to postpartum. If you have not had a chance yet, please check out my website. It's sacredarrival.com. You can check out my doula services, you can check out my childbirth education courses, and you can also check out my blogs. So today we're going to explore the movie Mommy Dearest. Now, this is a movie that I've seen quite a few times, and each time I see it, I'm always left with the question that Christina asked later on, like, why did you even adopt them? Okay, so this film came out in 1981 and is part Hollywood biopic, part psychological horror, and part cultural touchstone. But more importantly, it's a movie that forces us to think about parenting, childhood, and the lifelong impact of how children are raised, okay? So it's a film that's been called over the top. It has been it's a little extra and even unintentionally funny at times. It's not supposed to be, but it definitely does have some funny moments. But beneath the surface is a haunting story about control, emotional abuse, and what happens when a parent's needs overshadow a child's well-being. So Mommy Dearest is based on the memoir of Christina Crawford. She is the adopted daughter of legendary actress Joan Crawford, who's played on screen by Faye Dunaway. And when I tell you Faye Dunaway channeled Joan, I thought Faye was Joan for a minute, boy. That lady was not playing no games at all. She delivered a powerhouse performance as Joan, capturing her larger-than-life glamour, but also her terrifying vitality as a mother. The story follows Christina from childhood into young adulthood, where she faces Joan's harsh discipline, emotional manipulation, and obsession with maintaining a perfect image. Like everything had to be perfect for the world. But behind closed doors, Christina was going through it, okay? We see how Joan's fame and need for control bleed into every part of her parenting, from the infamous no more wire hanger scene to brutal punishment and to Christina's struggle for independence. So I don't think that Joan could get pregnant. I think she has some fertility issues, and which left the option open for her to adopt, which says you're right. If you're not able to have any children and you qualify and all that good stuff, and you're able to adopt children, I can understand you wanting to do that. But what I did not understand was, why did Joan adopt Christina and her on-screen brother Christopher to treat them the way that she did? Like in one scene, Christina was disciplining her dolls. And I'm assuming she was talking to them how Joan, talked to her or whatever. And Joan didn't like that. So them dolls mysteriously came up missing. And when she asked about them, it was like, who was texting my phone? Anyway, so when she asked about them, she played it off like she didn't even know what she was talking about. Then made the baby sit at the dang on table to eat that blood steak that she had made for her. And Christina didn't want to eat it. And I don't blame her. Like, I would not want to eat that either. Now I ain't gonna lie, like I ain't been told that I can't leave the table to my food. You know what I'm saying? It's done. But that right there was a bit over the top. Like that meat was not done. Like, were you trying to kill her? Honestly. So let's take a look at some parenting themes. So one of the strongest themes in Mommy Dearest is her authoritarian parenting. Joan's rules were rigid, her expectations were sky high, and her punishments were severe. There's little warmth or flexibility, and love often feels conditional, given only when Christina meets her mother's impossible standards, okay? This reflects a real-world issue. Children raised in homes where perfection and control come first often grow up with anxiety, low self-esteem, or a constant need to prove themselves. Parenting is about guidance, boundaries, and love. But when discipline crosses into fear and humiliation, it leaves scars that don't fade with age. Like you're left being a grown-up trying to heal from your trauma, okay? The movie dramatizes this in ways that are hard to watch, yet they mirror experiences many children do go through behind closed doors, if we're being honest. And if we take a look through Christina's eyes, it's about surviving in an unpredictable, emotionally unsafe environment. One of the hardest parts of the film is seeing Christina never quite know what kind of mother she's going to get that day. So one minute Joan is good, she groovy, she affectionate, she loving on the baby. The next thing you know, a light switches on and that lady is tweaking out, raging, asking the baby to go get her dang on axe out the shed because these folks done call her some box office poison. Shoot, I thought I had to go and get a dang on axe out the shed. I was scared myself. You know what I'm saying? Joan, listen, when that lady went off, she went off, okay? And that instability is incredibly damaging for children. Kids need consistency. They need to trust that love will be there no matter what, okay? Without that, children become a constant state of walking on eggshells. They're scared. They don't know, they're scared all the time. They need to feel secure. And behaving like Joan, they'll never feel secure. Okay, so let's talk about the no more wire hanger scene. So Joan in come in the room. I think her and Christina and Christopher had already gone to bed, and she come in there. She inspecting, rubbing her hand all across the the bathroom countertops and all that, trying to inspect for particles. She goes through the closet. It's like wooden hanger. She gets to that wire hanger, and that lady, whoosh! I'm talking about fly them down. Move my hair. Anyway, she fly them dang on clothes across. I was like, what in the witchcraft is going on here? That lady went off. Do you understand me? She making her get about the bed. She done took the clothes out the thing. She done got the comic cleaner and the powder and all that stuff is everywhere. Beat the baby with the dang on hanger. It was crazy. It was an explosion of rage, of violence, and humiliation. Like, she beat this poor baby with this hanger, and it was insane to me. And then after she get done doing all of this, she done went cockeyed, cross-eyed, talking about, I'm sorry, y'all, but she told the baby to clean up this mess, and I'm just like, lady, you're the one that made the mess. Christopher get up out the bed. He trying to help. Christina scared. Tell that poor baby to go strap himself back in because he sleeps strapped in the bed like he gonna escape or something. I don't know. But the scene has often been parodied for being over the top, but it's also deeply symbolic. So it shows how something so small and insignificant to a child can trigger massive, disproportionate anger from a parent who's more concerned with appearances and feelings, okay? It also highlights how the danger of misplaced priorities in parenting, when it comes to cleanliness mattering more than a child's emotional safety, that's when discipline turns into abuse. And that's just, that's crazy. That's not a good situation for anyone. So one of the most fascinating aspects of the movie is how it portrays Joan and her duality, right? Her dual identity. So to the world, she's this glamorous, successful, admired, wonderful mother and mom. But behind closed doors, she was unstable, she was controlling, and she was abusive. So this raises a big question. How often do children live in a different reality than the one that we see? So we can be out. We can see kids, we can think that, oh, they just have it all together. They come from a beautiful home, have a mother and father that love them. And then they go home in the evening and they're terrified. They're silenced. They're in fear. We never know. So that contrast is what makes Mommy Dearest so unsettling. It challenges the idea that success and fame equal happiness, especially when it comes to children being caught in the middle, right? So watching Mommy Dearest today is more than just a dramatic movie. It's a cautionary tale. It reminds us children need unconditional love, not based on performance, okay? They need discipline that's guided, not humiliation. And consistency is safety. Kids thrive when they know that they have a parent that loves them no matter what, when they have a parent that's stable, when they have a parent that they can depend on, okay? Parents must separate their own ambitions and image from their children's lives. Childhood should never be about living up to your parents' reputation, or it should never be about a parent controlling how the world sees them, right? So for parents and caregivers, this film is a mirror. It's uncomfortable, but it's very powerful. It asks us to reflect on whether we're parenting to really nurture our children, or are we parenting to satisfy our own insecurities and desires, which I really think that's a lot of what Joan was doing. And Christina even asked her, she wanted to know, like, why did you adopt me? And in response to that, Joan choked her. But it was a very valid question, very, very valid question, because she seemed to have adopted her to fill her own void and, boost her own ego. So over the years, Mommy Dearest has taken on a strange dual identity itself. On one hand, it's remembered as a camp classic, the yelling, the dramatics, the quotable lines. But on the other hand, it's actually a heartbreaking story that lets us take a look at childhood trauma, right? So it mirrors Christina's life, the glamorous image versus the painful reality. And perhaps this is why this movie has stuck around for so long, because it makes us take a look at toxic parenting. It sheds a light on it, right? So there is some talk about whether Christina was actually being honest about everything that she said or not. I don't know. There are mixed stories on it. Some people came to Joan Crawford's defense and was saying that she didn't do it. She did. I don't really know. But whether you view it as melodrama, tragedy, or both, it forces us to think about the power parents hold and the responsibility that comes with shaping a child's life. Because while fame fades and images crack, the way a child raised lasts, the way they're raised, it does last forever. Like, seriously. So what are your thoughts? Have you seen Mommy Dearest? If you have, comment below if you don't mind. Or does this sound like a movie that you would be interested in watching? If you do not want to watch it, I completely understand, because it is a lot. And when I said that there are some funny scenes in it, I wasn't saying it like, oh, this, I'm laughing at this child and the things that she's going through. Not at all. Like, it's just some of the stuff was like so dramatic and so crazy. And someone's calling my phone. But anyway, it's like so dramatic and so crazy that it's just, it actually is funny. What's going on? There's always something going on the roof here. But anyways, as always, I thank you so much for watching. I just want to get on here and share this with you all really quickly. I'm going to go get my babies, and I hope you all have a great day. Until then, do not put any wire hangers in your closet.